Your mother wrote a book about growing up in the shadow of a crime, which affected the survivors for several generations. Can you tell us how you feel about the book? Do you feel affected as well?
The trauma, the event that we call it in my family, has been a trauma for her generation and her mother's generation. So of course it has affected also my generation. We all grow up, me and my sisters and brothers, hearing about the event, and we were never supposed to ask our grandmother what actually happened that day in 1932 when her brother did this horrible thing and in total killed 5 persons. The father, the 2 housemaids, his wife and himself.
Have you been involved somehow in the process of writing the book?
Oh yes, when my mother wrote the book, I was very active in reading the manuscript and commenting the manuscript. And actually when she had it published, she thought that nobody would be interested, nobody would buy it, nobody would read it. And me and her, we were on a journey in the US together with one of my babies when the phone rang in the middle of the night, and it was book critics who wanted to make an interview with her because they thought it was a brilliant book, and she was astonished. And for now it has been published in more than 12 languages, and it is read all over the world, and we are very grateful. And I know if she would be alive, if she would be here with us, she would be very grateful also that people are interested here in North Macedonia to read about the story, about the trauma, and about what happened when you cannot talk about horrible events like this.
Thank you. What does international collaboration, translations of the book mean to you as a right holder and daughter of the writer? So you mentioned how your mother would have felt because of all the translations of the book, but how do you feel about it?
Well, I wish my mother could see what is happening with her book, that it is still so popular, still so much published all over the world. I know wherever she is, she would be very, very grateful. For us, her children, we are always very happy and excited. We are contacted very, very often about translations, and the brothers and sisters have given me the right to deal with this. Now it's published in Macedonian language. This spring it was published in Spanish, which is also quite so-called literary language worldwide. And it is a reminder very much about our mother, and we are very proud of her.
It's a great legacy for you, I believe. Is this your first time visiting Skopje? How do you feel about talking to the audience about this book?
It is my first time in Skopje, and it has been a very nice experience to come here and to see how generous and hospitable people are. I'm very excited to when I think about the fact that people will actually read my mother's book here, and that they will think about all those important things in life, how to deal with traumas, how to deal with guilt, how to deal with innocence, and all the different societal class dimensions of the book. And everyone that will read it, it's a big gift for me and my sisters and brothers and the family. We are very, it's very important that these are things that are talked about, that this is something that is not hidden beneath the surface, and that you can, through talking about it, you can deal with it, and you can move on in life.
Thank you. How do you feel about the reactions of the readers in different parts of Europe?
Well, it has been published a lot in the Balkans, and I think that's very interesting, because I'm sure there's a reason for the book to be published in the Balkan societies as well, because we all know that those kind of traumas are present in the daily life of all societies.
Especially those affected by war. This is a region that was affected by war, so trauma is still, yes, it hasn't been healed.
And what does it mean to be the closed one to a criminal, someone who is actually committing a crime, and you yourself are maybe innocent, but you have to bear all this guilt and this fear for the whole of your life, like my grandmother did. I think what we need to do is to come to a reconciliation, and it is very difficult, of course.
Thank you very much.